Hello and welcome everyone to this week's COT review. I'm Thomas from COTbase.com. Today we're going to be looking at the 12th COT report of 2019. But before I start the review, a reminder, or actually it's an announcement. We are launching the new version of the site very soon. I'm going to be giving you a sneak peek here, but of course we're doing a live webinar as well where we're going to go into the details of the new site. Of course, anybody interested in that, please let us know. You can send us an email or just simply leave a comment below. We're going to be adding a lot of great new features everybody was looking for, and of course we have added a lot of great new markets as well. We have some cryptocurrencies to analyze, so a lot of great new features. Please join us at this live webinar. So back to the review, and starting off with our first market, which is the lean hogs. We have a 35% change over there in commercials positions, 50 in large speculators and 42 in small speculators. Of course, anybody who was watching the review last week shouldn't be surprised. We've already had similar change last week, and as you can see on the market, it seems that the signal was successful. We have seen a bit of a decline already happening, so maybe we've reached a top. But jumping to the 5-year chart, we can analyze the extreme. And of course, with this new change in traders' positions, we've reached a significant extreme. It is bearish, of course, so it may actually be a very good trading opportunity in lean hogs. Of course, caution is advised, and a thorough study should be done. This is simply stating that there's a stress level that has built up, and if we analyze the market in the past, you can see some great examples here. Whenever we had a bearish extreme, that usually tended to coincide with a top in the market. The next market will be the feeder cattle, where we have a 31% change in commercials positions, 29 in large speculators and 19 in small speculators. Of course, we're not surprised to see large changes here. We are talking about correlating markets. So again, this is a bearish COT change signal. The market, of course, is very much different than lean hogs, and we have already had a bit of a decline this week. So question whether this could continue or not is there on the table. But if we jump to the 5-year chart, you can see how the extreme situation looks like. It's not as extreme, at least from the bearish side, as in case of lean hogs. You can see that we had a very decent bullish extreme for quite some time, actually, without any major change in the trend. And we have moved away from those levels, pretty far from those really extreme all-time or close to all-time extreme levels that I'm just showing you right now, back from the end of 2017 and actually the middle of it. We had some good examples, and we have another one here in 2015 as well. So we're still a bit away from those levels, but still 54 report extreme is something that one can analyze and come to the conclusion maybe there's a chance here for a trade. But moving on to the rough rice, where we have this 20% change, again towards the bearish side of the market. So it's a bearish signal. It is actually a pretty large change. If you look at this past 52 weeks, it can be considered a much greater change than average. But as you can see on the market, the price of rough rice has already started to decline early this week. And maybe this signal is a little bit late for us to act upon. So we're going to jump over to this 5-year chart and measure the extreme, or analyze it visually. You can see that we have been moving away from this bullish extreme, and as we have moved away from that extreme, you can see how well the market reacted to that extreme. So it seems that the rally has started. Of course, question is whether we would reach an even greater extreme to the bullish side or not. But one thing we can definitely state is that we are pretty far away from bearish extreme levels. So from the COT report's perspective, we can conclude that there's a decent chance for this market to continue its rise. Now, jumping to large speculators, COT Extreme, we have live cattle. So again, another live market. We have all-time COT extremes here, so we're going to jump to this 5-year chart very fast and see that on the charts over here. So there's absolutely no a question. It's quite visible to see how this market is doing. There's a humongous bearish extreme. All-time means basically that throughout the COT history of live cattle, traders were never at such levels. Commercials were never at such net short levels. Large speculators were never at such net long levels. And you can see that this week the market has declined, so there's a high probability that we've reached a top. Of course, that's going to be more easier to tell in a couple of weeks' time. Mexican peso is our next market with a 308 report extreme. Jumping to the 5-year chart, everything becomes very visible. A huge bearish extreme. Even last week we talked about Mexican peso. It was large, but this extreme grew even greater, and we've reached this 308 report level. So there's nothing really surprising to analyze. It's quite visible. The stress levels have reached a huge level, and you can see the examples I'm showing to you. Whenever we reached such a great extreme, even from here 2014, you can see that beautiful extreme there. The market reacted pretty well. And last but not least, let's talk about the euro, where we have this 118 report extreme in the market. And on this 5-year chart, it's going to be even more clear. Now here we're talking about more of a bullish extreme than bearish. So the last major extreme was from early 2018. It was this bear COT extreme, which was absolutely fantastic. Anybody who was following the COT reports and acted upon this signal must be doing pretty well. So the euro has been declining ever since. Now the question is going to start to come up whether or not we've reached a bullish extreme. Now 118 report is significant, 106 for commercials also, but on this 5-year chart you can see how a huge all-time or close to all-time COT extreme for the bullish perspective looks like. So that's an extreme, that's a bullish extreme, and we're definitely not at those levels, which means there's a great chance for this decline to continue. So the last major extreme that is still acting in this market currently is this bearish extreme. So that was all for this review. And again, a reminder, don't forget, new version of COT Base will be launching very soon. There's going to be a live webinar. We're going to let you know very soon. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend. Take care. Goodbye.